Hi, a little, just a little sidebar here. I'm working on doing a series on what exactly is the sin referred to as the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit in the Bible. I'm going to be kind of tying this sin in with the sin that is spoken of in the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, and Hebrews, chapter 10, and a couple other places. We're going to be going to try to show that they're basically the same sin. But for now, what I want to do just for this really quick video is for us to concentrate on one thing. This is a question that I have that anybody can answer if they want to try. Is it how can it be okay to speak against Jesus, or not okay, but forgivable to speak against Jesus, but not against the Holy Spirit? Because we as evangelical Christians, we believe that the Holy Spirit and Jesus and the Father are all one single entity, one single being, God. Most people refer to them as the Trinity. I personally don't like to use that word as much because I think there's more to the story than just what the Trinity doctrine teaches. I think that God is more vast and bigger than just what the Trinity doctrine teaches. But I suppose it's sufficient as long as you're not pushing that as something that you have to believe in order to be saved, which some people do. But I do believe that Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are one single being. Now they manifest themselves, or they somehow separate themselves into three distinct aspects of the same being, three distinct facets, I guess you would say. Some people would say persons. I guess we can use the word persons. So how is it if Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit are the same being, how is it forgivable to speak against Jesus but not against the Holy Spirit? I'm going to read what it says here. This is Matthew chapter 12, and we'll start with verse 31. And it says, "Therefore I tell you, people will be forgiven for every sin and blasphemy, but for blasphemy against the Spirit they will not be forgiven. Whosoever speaks a word against the Son of Man will be forgiven, but whoever speaks against the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven, either in this age or in the age to come." I'm using the NRSV version, but it says the same basic thing no matter which version you're using. I don't have a specific version that I use. This one seems to be pretty accurate. But if you want to look it up in the King James or the NASB or go to the Greek or whatever you can. But this is what it says no matter which version you're reading. It says the same thing. It says that you can speak against Jesus and be forgiven, but you can't speak against the Holy Spirit and be forgiven. And there's several ramifications that we should discuss about this before we get into the bigger study of the blasphemy against the Holy Spirit and the fact that it is also the same sin that people refer to as apostasy. It has to be, because in both cases there's no forgiveness, there's no coming back from either case. Yet Jesus very plainly says that the only sin that can't be forgiven is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. So apostasy and blasphemy against the Holy Spirit have to be the same sin, because there's only one sin that can't be forgiven. But right now I just want everybody to focus on this question, on the question of how can you speak against Jesus and be forgiven but not the Holy Spirit. There's an answer, and I believe the answer is very plain if you are studying that passage and not just skimming over it with your eyes, but if you're studying it and you're looking at what's being said in the context of that passage, you can see it. But I want your answers before I give my answer. I want your feedback. So Jesus and the Holy Spirit, they're essentially the same being, right? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, one God. The Bible refers to Jesus' spirit as the Spirit of God, and vice versa. He says, "I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you," meaning that He is the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit is Him. They're the same being. They're just different facets or persons of the same one single God. So how is it you can speak against Jesus but not the Holy Spirit and be forgiven? That's the question I'm posing today. All right. I'll come back with I'll wait a few days and then come back with my answer to this question.